back to Interviews with Cubing for Christ. Today we have a very special guest, Daniel Van Noosten. He's a Brazilian cuber. He mains 3x3 and has been cubing for about 2 years. And so, Daniel, welcome. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. Thanks for asking. How about you?
Yeah, I'm doing well too. And so thank you for being here. Thank you for being willing to answer some questions. So we're going to dive right in. Our very first question, very important question. How do you feel about clock being an official event in the WCA?
Alright, so I have a pretty strong opinion on this
Okay.
one. In my opinion, clocks should be banned because because of its weird shape and its weird turning. It doesn't really act like a cube. I know Pyramix and Megamix, they're different shapes too, but they're still kind of in that cube form. And I think that being a circle puzzle and there's only two sides, I don't really think it should be added.
Okay, well, the history of the clock was that it was made by Erno Rubik, and we did also have previous puzzles that were also made by Erno Rubik, the Magic and Little Magic. And so do you think it was right that they took out those cubes despite it being tied to the creator of the Rubik's Cube?
I think so, and I think they should take clock out with those puzzles since they took out the Magic, you said, and since it only had two sides as well, I think they should take clock out because there are other really weird twisty puzzles too that aren't in the WCA events.
So you think that the WCA events should stay for cubes that kind of resemble the color scheme and the forms of the original cubes?
Yes, that's what I agree with.
Okay. Do you think any events should be added?
I think FTO has been mentioned and the mirror cube. Those two. FTO has 8 sides, doesn't it? Yeah. I think that one should be added, and also mirror cube. That's been one that a lot of people want to add.
Okay, cool. So, what do you think about Cubing for Christ, right? It has been a ministry and organization here in the city for about 2 years also, and so how do you feel how it's been doing? How has it impacted you at all? And what do you think it can maybe improve on and other things?
I really like the organization of Cubing for Christ. I think it's a really good way to tie in Christ into what we like to do, right? Can I have a Bible, please? Thank you. So I think it's really good that for me that I can use my talents that God has given me. Like God has given me the ability to be able to cube and to be able to do that. And Colossians 3:23 is our Cubing for Christ signature verse. It says, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters." So I think that with the abilities that God has given me, then I can show Christ and be an example for Him. And it's easy to talk to people because at a competition, we all love cubes. And it's easy to talk to them, oh, what's your main event? And then get in a conversation about Christ and be able to evangelize that way.
So yeah, that has been the main foundational verse for Cubing for Christ ever since it was founded. And so, what would you say to the people who also have different talents, not necessarily cubing, like maybe playing guitar or playing a sport, right? How would you be able to encourage them to be able to do the same thing with their talents?
I think there's tons of different talents out there, and everybody has a talent. Everybody on this world, they're good at something that they can use that for Christ. And I know sports is one. And it's easier to evangelize to someone when you're doing it with something that you love, that you really enjoy to do, something that you're good at. It's easy to teach and talk about Christ, and that person might learn it better too because they also enjoy that same thing, like the talent that you have.
Oh, okay. That's amazing, and I'm glad that you were able to come out and talk about it. So thank you for joining us today, Daniel, and we hope to see you again on a future Cubing for Christ video.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, and that's a wrap.